What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make homemade almond milk and almond flour. So this is something that I make all the time. And I've made it a few times on Instagram, but I had a couple people that just wanted me to make a video of how I actually make it, and so I'm going to do that for you today. I got the recipe. I hesitate to even call it a recipe because it's really just almonds and water and salt. But so I got this from Minimalist Baker, and I will put a link to her website down below so you guys can see that yourself. But yeah, so let's go over the ingredients and then we will get started. All right, so like I said, just super few ingredients, literally just a cup of almonds. So you can have a cup of almonds, but you're gonna need to soak them for at least 8 hours or overnight. And that's typically what I do. If I know I'm gonna make almond milk, I'll just put a cup of almonds in a bowl in water and then just put them in the fridge until the next morning, and then I'll just make it in the morning. So you need a cup of soaked almonds. You need just a few shakes of sea salt, and then you just need 5 cups of water. And that's it. That's really all you need to make basic almond milk. Now you can sweeten it if you want to with some pitted dates or some sugar and vanilla or berries, whatever you really want to flavor your almond milk. I typically just do plain unsweetened just because I like that real good like almondy flavor. And then I would highly recommend getting one of these guys. It's called a nut milk bag. And I can put a link to where I got it from in the description box. I got it from Amazon a few years ago. Comes in super handy. If you don't want to buy one of those, you can just use a really thin dishcloth over a bowl and then just pour it over that. But I'll show you what it looks like when I get there. And that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I got my blender here with 5 cups of water. I'm just gonna put my almonds that I've had soaking overnight in here. And then I'm gonna put in my salt. Just again, just a few shakes of that. You don't want it too salty. That's probably good. And then you just put the top on and let it rip. And you want to blend it just for a couple minutes until it is really well blended, and then kind of let it rest, and then just blend it again for another couple minutes, and you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and crush it. That has blended for a couple minutes. I'm going to take my top off, stick it up in the sink, take this guy out so I don't pour it on my fingers and cut my fingers off, because that would not be good. All right, so I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to get my nut milk bag here. Got my nut milk bag in a bowl, and now I'm literally just going to pour it inside this bag here. And like I said, if you don't have a nut milk bag or don't feel like buying one, you can just drape a really thin cloth over this and then pour the milk on it and let the milk go through here. All right, so now you take that, do the drawstring, and then you can kind of just squeeze the rest of it out, just like that. Oh yeah, it's looking good. All right, so that's good. So now in here you have your almond pulp that I will use to make the almond flour, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and get this in a container. All right, so I have a little carafe here that I got just at Walmart a few years ago, really cheap, that I use for my almond milk. So now I'm literally just gonna pour it in here. Ooh, make a little bit of a mess, but it's all good. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right. And that's it. So now you can stick this in the fridge, and then that'll last you about a week or so, or it'll keep in the fridge for about a week. You can put in your cereal, whatever you want, and that's it. So now I'm going to put it in the fridge, and I will show you how to make the almond flour from that. All right, so right here I have a parchment-lined large baking sheet, and I have my almond pulp here. So now I'm just literally just going to pour it on here, get all the goods out. And one of the reasons I started making my own was because when I would make my almond milk, I had all this pulp left over, and I was like, I think I should do something with this. And then I saw on Minimalist Baker's website also that she had a way to make almond flour, and I was like, perfect. So I started doing this, and almond flour is crazy expensive, and so I was like, why don't I just make my own? All right, so we got it here on the baking sheet, and you want to spread it out in a pretty thin layer. That way it can all bake pretty evenly. All right, so I have my almond pulp right here, spread out pretty thinly on here. Now I'm just gonna put it in the oven for about an hour at 210, and just until it's really dry. And then when we take it out, we're gonna blend it really well in either a really high-powered blender I use, like a smoothie maker, or you can use a coffee grinder if you have one. Whatever you can use to get it really fine. So again, I'm gonna put it in the oven for about an hour at 210, and then I will show you what we're gonna do right after that. All right, so the pulp was in the oven for like, I don't know, like an hour, hour and a half or so. And so that's what you got here. So this as it is just almond meal. So you could keep it as that if you need almond meal for whatever reason. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in like my smoothie maker and grind it really finely just to make almond flour. And I'll show you what it looks like when I do that. Alright, so I've got the almond meal in here, and so I'm just going to blend it until it gets really fine into like an actual like flour. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so that is about good. So let me go and take this guy out. Alright, so we got a little bit of almond flour there. Alright, so now I got this jar that I've been keeping my almond flour in, and just throw it in there. So that's good. Now you just keep it in this this airtight container. Just keep it in your cupboard, and you are good to go. Well, all right, that's it. We got our almond flour here, and almond flour, if you don't know, like you can use almond flour as just as a flour alternative. So if you are gluten-free or if you are on the keto diet, almond flour is used in a lot of those recipes. So I always like to have it on hand in case I'm making something for someone that uses almond flour. And so it's a good thing to have. So made almond flour and we've made almond milk. And so I will put those links in the description box below. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye.